Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Boston, Massachusetts this week. We're interviewing a number of companies in the area about what's new, trends, things like that are happening in the market. And on our program is Tim Dunne, COO and Managing Director of the Americas and EMEA at MDS Lavastorm Analytics. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about the company, please.
Well, we're a business performance management software company. We have a set of tools we call Lavastorm Analytic Platform, which helps companies really look at business data from their back-end systems all the way to the front-end systems and help understand what's actually happening, flowing data through their systems to really look at business trends, look at fraud analytics, or look at revenue assurance type problems, commissioning type problems, so they can really manage their business better, understand their cost structures, and then obviously, run their business better to, make more money and serve their customers better. We primarily service the telephone company industry, the service providers, but we're branching out into the energy utility market as well as consultings, healthcare, government services. Because our software is agnostic to the problem, it's really a good analytic platform.
So could you give us an example of how you've helped your companies or your customers specifically, or how they've been able to use your product to, let's say, boost customer satisfaction or profit?
Okay, sure. And one example is, our customers, one of the large cable companies that we work with, has a lot of customer orders that are coming through their systems every day, and they were having a lot of errors on their orders, which caused customer dissatisfaction, caused truck rolls to go out the door that didn't have the right provisioning equipment or other things on them. So our software looks at all the orders, they audit them, and then auto-correct some of the orders so that then they can go flow through the system. Or we send them back to the service rep that created it and say, we need to change these codes. It's not a good rule for the order, therefore it's corrected. We also create reports and metadata so that the company can go train that individual rep to fix that problem rather than training all 500 reps at the same time the way that they used to do. So they have customer satisfaction by getting the right order, the right equipment, and the right provisioning to the customer. They have good training, and they save a lot of money and rework and truck rolls going forward. So it's kind of touches a lot of areas of the business.
So it's real-time analytics, it sounds like, right?
Near real-time analytics. So we don't claim real-time, but you can run it every minute, every half an hour, every quarter. We set up an analytic process that reads data and then produces the results and then can interface with other systems.
So really the goal is to drive the errors out of business, to do it in an automated fashion, which is
exactly
more productive, more efficient.
Yep.
Right?
And really analyze what's happening in the business. One of the examples might be a conditional logic problem where I have 200,000 different enterprise customers, but they all have different contracts, they have different rate plans, they have different rates. I need to simulate that. I can't simulate it for 200,000. So I can, if I have a group of them that are similar, I can look at their individual rules and process that, do simulation on what their rate plan changes might look like, and really look at that data in other ways that the business traditionally doesn't look at it.
And what sorts of trends have you seen in this space?
Big trend is volume. In the telecom space, the volume of data, the volume of new service types, the volume of transactions that are going on, and understanding them in the market in the context of whether they're effective packages or not, is probably the biggest trend in the telecom space. The other one is really driving to have more analytics on how I make performance decisions within my business. So whether I'm an energy utility company, I'm getting new data through smart meters. I've never really had that data before, so I don't know what I don't know. So really looking at that in more quick time frames than I ever have in the past to make decisions much more quickly so that I can influence spot buys on the energy market or decisions on new investment in the network, by looking at actually what's happening in the network much more closely with customers, with patterns, and cost structures in the network. So kind of there's a big trend towards data analytics and discovery of what's going on.
So what do you see in the market from a competitive standpoint, like when customers are looking at you and other players in the market? Like what's your positioning, for example?
The biggest question we run into is, are you a BI tool like a MicroStrategy or ClickTech? And we really complement well with them. So what we do well is take the data from varying places in the business, allow the company to create business rules around that, understand what's happening in the data, and then publish it to tools like MicroStrategy or ClickTech, where it's an easy-to-use interface, and then they can see it visually what's going on. Our tool allows them to do that cross-silo analysis of what's going on. One of the great examples we use is if you go to an IT person and ask them for a report, their query is only as good as the SQL that they ask for it. Whereas our tool actually looks at a lot of all the data, and you can see the things that you may not have known were in there. And so we do the deep inspection of that data. It's very visual and interactive, and we can adapt to actually the changes within the business rules pretty quickly. So a lot of CIOs and CFOs that we talk to say, I'm not sure what's in that dashboard because I don't really know where it came from. So we allow them to actually have a view of where that data came from, what transaction had happened to, and then they have more trust in their dashboards and their reports that they're looking at on a day-to-day basis.
Now, does that allow customers to mine that information for the use of marketing, or let's say product development people within the organization to come up with new packages?
Absolutely. So an example might be, I want to introduce a new bundle of services. I could actually use real data from customers, simulate what their bill would be with the new package, compare it to what they were paying to see, is it going to be a bill shock? Is it going to be a big difference? Or you can simulate that to prevent big problems happening before you put it in production. One example is in the UK, one of our customers simulated a new rate plan. Their new bill was going to be 100,000 pounds versus 1,000 pounds because they forgot to put a rate cap on that rate plan. And so they were able to correct that before it went out and caused that bill shock or caused that customer dissatisfaction.
So what's next?
What's next is really moving into new markets, moving into taking our skill sets that we've developed over the last 12 or so years in the telco space, moving into new markets, helping people solve new and different kind of problems with our tool, because we're really agnostic. We're not creating a new data structure for the company, so we can easily overlay with their existing data structures, and really growing quickly.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the
Excellent.
program.
I appreciate it. Thank you.